Hi empaths, welcome back to my channel. Getting into an intuitive session for Valentine's Day. Let's see what the love cards want to say. I'm going to start with Life Loves You, the Life Loves You deck by Louise Hay and Robert Holden, and see what message wants to come out to start about love. Just a general read. I am sustained by love. Whatever you do, wherever you go, whoever you are with, let yourself be guided by the loving hand of the universe. So maybe you've been making love and relationships more challenging, more difficult than they need to be, right? Maybe some trust is required here, and that's been an issue for you. That's been challenging, particularly with a sensitive system. If you've been burned in the past, or trust has been an issue in the past, or relationships with parents haven't been ideal, right? More harmful than good, the nervous system might be on high alert. So let's take a look at the Angel Therapy Oracle cards. You know, keeping in mind that we can be in the flow, right? We can stay aligned in that energy and trust the guidance system where we're going to be guided, and identify with that higher self, that higher aspect. And when we get tempted to over-identify with different parts or pain or emotions that kind of come in, because, you know, chances are they aren't ours as empaths, those sensations, those emotions, right? Even sometimes thoughts and agendas aren't ours. Can we get back to observing? Can we get back to that expanded view? And just look at it with curiosity. And as we observe, watch it transform. If it's a part of us that holds a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, that needs love, we can also hold. We can also hold through the higher self, come in and hold that aspect, right? And bring healing and love with that higher self energy. That part of us knows how to heal, knows what we need, knows the next step. So that's what we want to tune into and begin to identify with more and more. Let's go to the Angel Therapy Oracle cards and see what's called for here. So visualize success is the first card. Sorry, let me grab it. Visualize success is the first card. What's the ideal outcome here? Can we match that emotional resonance? You know, sometimes we think something's going to bring us or yield us an emotional outcome, right? It's going to feel a certain way if I get into that relationship, or if I could just attract this one person, or if my partner could just act the right way, act a certain way, show up a certain way, I'll get this feeling. And that's not true most of the time, right? Most of the time we don't predict correctly. And this is why we want to manifest through emotional resonance. What's the emotional outcome that you're seeking? Chances are that thing that you're wishing for in the future isn't going to bring you that feeling. You can actually get in touch with that feeling now. So can you use visualization to get into that emotional resonance and ask that a match to that emotion and that state be made manifest, right? Or something better. See yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome, right? The greatest good for all involved. That'll make you feel good too as an empath, right? Because you're going to be taking on those emotional states, sometimes physical sensations, whatever, however intuitively, right? Whatever you're an empath whatever type of empath you may be. And then crystals is coming up. So we might be using crystals here, right? For self-healing, to aid us in getting into the emotional resonance, and doing that manifestation work, visualization. The energy of crystal supports you and helps you with your present situation. So if you have walls up, right? All of us do to a certain extent. And it's giving pushing energy, right? Instead of drawing in, can we look at that and can we use crystals to help us get more insight here and to tune in? I am getting lepidolite, right? For anyone who has anxiety, insomnia, right? Because what did the Louise Hay card say? Whatever you do, wherever you go, whoever you are with, let yourself be guided by the loving hand of the universe. So we might be wanting to do, right? And relaxation becomes difficult. So I keep seeing different versions of lepidolite. I'm seeing a rough piece that I have, a cluster, and then I'm also seeing tumbled. So that might be something you'd want to work with to relax. It also helps with transitions, right? And crown chakra is coming up. So maybe you are an intuitive empath, right? And some of the thoughts, agendas, insights that are coming in, maybe even anxieties that are coming in aren't yours, and fears, things like that. And working with the vibration of lepidolite can support the relaxation of that. Doing breath work, right? Grounding breaths. Inhale from the bottoms of your feet up to the top of your head. Exhale down from the top of your head down to the bottoms of your feet, kind of scanning the body and allowing the breath to move your energy field and awareness down, right? Because as empaths, we tend to come up and out, float up and out, and identify with the upper chakras more so, and have a little bit of issue grounding down into reality. So this may be something that we want to work on, and maybe relaxation of the physical body with lepidolite can support that. Pay attention to your ideas, as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. That's the crown chakra card. Again, I think that's a confirmation to I am sustained by love, right? The loving hand of the universe is guiding you. Weeding out those things that aren't ours as we kind of wring out the sponge, right? As psychic sponges, we take on things that aren't ours. Breath work can help us wring that out, ground back down, embody, and relax into the reality, right? Relax in. Sometimes we do have that reactive, responsive nervous system that sometimes gets us up and out and gets us really self-protective. And sometimes that pushes the good things away too. So can we relax down? I'm going to pull an archetype card and see what aspect of self wants to give some input here. Messiah archetype, serving humanity with humility. And the shadow attribute is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. So maybe you have a big purpose, right? In serving humanity. And you've had really tough lessons that have humbled you. Maybe there's some scar tissue around that, right? Some energy that remains around the humbling circumstances, and maybe you made it mean something about yourself, and maybe it's affected your self-esteem and self-worth, and that's affecting relationship. Again, can we identify with the higher self and know that that's unmarred, and that that aspect of ourselves can actually soothe, can actually hold those broken parts of us, right? Those parts of us that carry the pain, those parts of us that want to protect us, want to manage everything, right? When we get into that heightened state, those parts of us that want to fix and protect us from those feelings, and those compulsive actions that we might take in order to do so, none of that's you, right? So we don't want to over-identify with any aspect like that. If your life path has really been about service to others, have you provided enough love and compassion to yourself? That might be something you want to check in with. Do you also have compassion for self? That's important too, right? And that is going to inform, I just dropped cards, that's going to inform the other relationships. Okay, so the cards that fell, the first one's the Hanged Man. Right, represents the element of water, some associated with Piscean energy. Hanged Man is about a time of suspension, a time of waiting as we achieve enlightenment, right? As things illuminate. In suspense, in a waiting period. That can feel like longing. That can feel like sometimes hopelessness, sometimes defeat. It can sometimes feel like the universe isn't on our side, that we've been abandoned, right? So are we working through some of those issues right now? We have the King of Pentacles coming in. The King of Pentacles might be an earth sign male or someone who is earth dominant. Someone who is able to make an impact. Someone high in masculine energy, able to make an impact, confident, able to make an impact on the earthly plane. Someone of substance. Sometimes earthy energy can be highly critical of self and others. Good with boundaries. Constant, right? Instead of exciting, this can be someone who's constant. This might be someone who's not able to be with you in certain times. And maybe doesn't understand some of your emotional processes. So this could be someone who you already know. It could be also someone who's moving towards you if you don't already know them, right? Maybe this is what you're seeking, or your idea of the right partner or match. This might be your ideal male, and right now it's just not visible. You can't see it, right? Ideal partner. If you are a man interested in women, this could signify you. Coming out of a time of suspension, looking away. This king is looking away from the Hanged Man. So whoever is in this suspended energy, their feet are pointed towards, right? So there's energy being sent in that direction, in your direction, right? If you don't identify with this king, and your energy is sort of moving towards that, but they are looking away. So their mind is elsewhere. So maybe if you're in partnership or there's someone you're interested in, their energy is moving towards you. It's just their mind is elsewhere. Maybe as they particularly in masculine energy, create their kingdom. Maybe this is the type of person who needs to create their kingdom before they find their match, right? And then they'll find their partner when they feel like they've already made an impact and some progress in that arena. That's how some masculine energies are designed. So it's not a personal thing. And maybe that makes you feel like you're in the dark or in suspense, hopeless around the situation. But the energy that follows is the Chariot. So this is about triumph. This is about movement, fast movement. So there might be travel involved here. Leaving the kingdom. Leaving the kingdom. Maybe this king is looking to travel. But you don't know that, so you're in suspense currently. Right? There's something this king needs to conquer in order to move towards you. Maybe you're also thinking of moving, traveling, changing location. If so, that's in the cards. Conquering some opposing inner voices, maybe, right? As we deal with this inner conflict, as we stop over-identifying with certain problem or certain aspects of self, right? And instead of identifying as that higher self-observer, who knows how to heal, who is connected, who can trust that they're going the right direction, they can trust their guidance, right? Their guidance system. You are the charioteer, right? Not the sphinxes. You're the one at the seat of the will. So using your mental power and energy to create harmony, inner harmony out of this conflict, right? And that creates forward movement, momentum. So that's what we're looking at. Following is the Eight of Pentacles. So there is some refinement here on the work front, right? Probably this King of Pentacles is working on refining their legacy, their kingdom, right? That's what's taking their focus. That's where their mind is at. As the mind wanders, right? Their heart, a person's heart and energy is usually with like if you're sitting in proximity to somebody, if their legs are pointing towards you, if their feet are pointed towards you, attention is flowing towards you. When you look at body language. So this king's feet are pointed towards this hanged man. The head is looking away. So the mind is elsewhere currently, focused on refining, right? Getting that money, right? So maybe this king also has worthiness issues, and that's something that's being mirrored here. And if you're in partnership with this person, perhaps your insecurities meet, right? And create this conflict in the relationship as opposed to the harmony, disrupting the connection. Knight of Cups is coming up. Knight of Cups is about bringing in this emotional offer, right? The heart's on board. The heart's coming in. This offer of love. Offer of love. And another king showing up, King of Cups. King of Cups, water sign or water dominant. Someone who is emotional, sensitive, a dreamer, a poet, and yet can conceal that very well as well, right? Maybe has strong feelings, but doesn't show them, has been conditioned to conceal them, right? Because they've been through it too. And so their inner protector parts feel it's safest if they conceal it and they don't reveal. So oftentimes when you're dealing with this King of Cups, he is emotionally sensitive, or a masculine energy, right? Not ruling out anybody here. If you're dealing with masculine energy who is maybe water dominant or a water sign, that emotional sensitivity it isn't rewarded, is it? It's often conditioned out. So they work hard to hide that and hide their feelings. And there probably was a time where they were forthright, right? Where they were open about how they were feeling and were really hurt. So they learned, they were conditioned through life experiences, right? Much like this Messiah archetype. That, oh, we don't disclose that, right? We keep our cards close to our chest here. Don't reveal. Keep our poker face. There is a dreamy look on this king's face. So there are two kings. There are two kings here. And, going from a Knight of Cups to a King of Cups does reflect and signify a maturation, right? So maybe there is someone from the past who was a knight, so they weren't a match for you. They've done some growing. They've done some growing, transformed into a king. All pointed towards, all energy flowing towards the future. So in the future. And then the Justice card. So maybe you were wronged in this situation, right? This also is indicative of Libra energy. That might mean something. Libra energy, justice, fairness, karma resolving, right? So if you were not treated fairly by one or both of these kings, know that they will have an experience that will teach them about what you went through, right? Whether or not they wish to receive that is on them. But karma has a way of showing us the other side. And also, if you have been giving and giving and giving and feel like it's your purpose to martyr yourself, right? You've had really humbling experiences. Know that there will be justice for you and that you're learning self-love. You're learning self-respect, and how to own your power, and own the responsibility of getting your needs met and fulfilled through you, right? Through boundaries, by giving yourself that love, by identifying with higher self, right? That justice is at work here. Justice is at work. And in that way, it's not you. So you don't have to force anything. You don't have to work too hard. The hand of the universe is working with you, through you, for you, right? The loving hand of the universe. You're being guided here, as are these kings. So if this person, if one of these men is meant to come back to your life, one of these masculine energies, right? Male or female, or however, whatever gender is identified here, they identify with, they'll be working their way back, right? That you can trust in that loving hand of the universe. There's nothing to be done here. That it's okay if you're in this situation. It's okay if you're in suspension, you can't see, right? You're waiting for the signs. They will be there. Okay, so one last card to kind of wrap it all up. The Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr. Let's see if there's one last card. Right, because the crystal that wants to come in is lepidolite for relaxation. And certainly there are others, right? If you want to work with rose quartz, if you want to work with rhodochrosite, rhodonite, I actually love working with Faden quartz. It's the kind of quartz that has like a line going through it. It meant to connect the hearts of two soulmates, right? And to either repair the connection, right, if they're meant to be together, or aid you in feeling connected and aligned so that you're able to let go. So I love working with Faden quartz as well. Is there anything else coming in? I also like to work with lapis lazuli, with regard to communication with soulmate. Sometimes that will bring in visitation dreams and things like that when I'm working with that closely. It's a powerful stone. I have a big palm stone of it. And certainly labradorite can help with the manifestation process and cutting through delusions, right? And also dream work. There's many different stones, right, that you can work with. If you're an emotional empath who is working through emotional trauma right now, malachite can be very beneficial in that sense as well. So I always love working with malachite. Right, because the crystal card did come out. Crystals. And, you know, you'll be intuitively drawn to the ones that resonate with you currently. So always trust that. Trust those instincts, right? One last card. Accept yourself. Accept yourself. Right? When we identify with the higher self, we can love those childlike parts that are still regressed, that are carrying the pain, that want to protect us. We can see that. We can see that that's their purpose and love them into healing, into transformation, so that they no longer have this compulsive hold over us. While there's a time and place for self-improvement, today's focus is on everything that's already great about you. Let go of who you think you should be and fall madly in love with who you are in this moment. When you accept yourself exactly as you are, you shift from living for tomorrow to appreciating today. Accept yourself, sweetheart. Accept yourself. So I believe when I'll be posting this video on the 13th of February. And that will be, I believe that's Love Yourself Day or something like that, like Self-Love Day. And so perfect card, right? And message leading up to Valentine's Day, right? Giving yourself that love, right? If you've been in service to others and had very humbling experiences, and yet remained a loving and caring person, that's strength, right? So you're awesome, and you really deserve your own love, your own respect, your own esteem. So you're being called to do that, right? It's only going to improve all relationships, and it takes the desperation out of romantic connection, right? There's no need. That emotional resonance you believe you'll achieve by drawing in that right person, it's an illusion. That emotional state is already available to you now. So can you use visualization to get in touch with that, right? And work with that to ensure that you draw in the right match, right? Or something even better than you can even imagine, and follow that guidance. Follow that guidance. You're being guided, right? And you are sustained by love. Trust that loving hand of the universe in connection with your higher self, right? You know what to do. You know what to do to heal, and listen to that guidance and follow it, right? I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you're inspired to accept yourself and love yourself today and every day, and just grow in that ability to give yourself that love, and to get into that emotional state. Happy Self-Love Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And thank you for liking the video, subscribing to the channel. And I'm wishing you so much love, and signs and synchronicities that show you that you're not alone. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye, empath.